Larry,
they're good people.
Are you going to do that podcast with Larry?
Yeah, I'll do it with him.
Larry and Gary. Now look, he's going to want to talk about patches and coins and all that.
What's
and
the name
Alaska.
of it? Is it Fishing Patch? What's it called? Fishing Patch?
I don't know, but it could be.
I thought it was just Gary and Larry.
Oh, was it?
Larry and Gary.
Is it Larry and Gary or
Larry? And
are you first on the bill or second?
Gary and Larry? You care which one name's first?
Oh, it don't matter to me.
Okay. Y'all gonna talk now? I want you to know that you just told Speedy that you pranked him, and you know Speedy could easily hand off your phone to Larry.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Easily.
That's it. And that I'm going to call the number that texted me and see who answers.
Y'all know Leon must sent me a friend's request on Facebook.
Didn't know it.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
On Saturday, August 9th, with the USAC Silver Crown Series Kenyan Midgets and Legends. Pits open at noon with spectator gates open and practices starting at 3 p.m. Qualifications are at 6 p.m. with racing at 7 p.m. General admission tickets are $25. Chairback seat are $30. Kids 6 through 12 are just $5, and kids 5 and under are free. Get more information and to buy tickets, go to salemspeedway.com. Be sure and catch all the racing action coming up at Salem Speedway's famed High Banks, where the racing is so fast, it's already history. And here's a sneak peek for later this month. Coming up on August 23rd at Salem Speedway will be monster trucks on the high banks presented by Walls Equipment Sales and Bad Boy Mowers. Full throttle monster trucks, Diesel Boys Gas Series, Mike's Muffler and Brakes CVBT will take over the Speedway on Saturday, August 23rd. Pits open at noon with spectator gates open and practices open at 3 p.m. with racing at 7 p.m.
The Papa John's pizza makers decided it was time to bring the cheesy burger pizza back for summer. Don't settle for a frozen cheeseburger at the drive-thru when you can get 8 slices of the cheesy burger pizza for just $12.99 at Papa John's. The cheesy burger pizza has all your favorite burger ingredients cooked on top of Papa John's original dough made with 6 simple ingredients, like a 1/4 pound of beef, diced tomatoes, cheese, burger sauce, and pickles. That's right, pickles. Add a medium cheesy burger pizza to your meal today for only $12.99. Order it soon because it won't be around for long. Call Reese at the Salem store at 812-883-3369 or use your Papa Rewards and order online for pickup or delivery. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John.
This is a very special day. The breeze took the clouds all away. It swept the sky like a broom and got ready for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet. That life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Right, we are here and it is Wednesday. That means my partner this morning is Bradley Gilbert from Walmart. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
Happy Wednesday. And
Happy Wednesday.
in the hot seat, we do have our own Roger Pennington. And Roger's like, what are we going to talk about today? Well, Roger, we're going to talk about you. We're going to make it all about you today, okay? Because you've got a lot going on. We're excited to have you. Want to say welcome to, and happy first day back to all the kids, right?
It is first day, and then you could tell by the traffic flow today in town that school is back in session.
It's
School
the
buses.
Wonderful time of the year. No, I always was sad. I'm sorry. I was that mom that don't take my babies. You know, I loved every moment. I know. Males, you guys have a different lens, but I always loved them being home. I loved every bit of that. So, but anyway, so it's also rolling those buses. So please be careful. Remember when that stop sign that comes out, remember to make sure you stop, right?
Yeah.
And don't bring dogs to the bus stop. No dog.
A dog might end up on the school bus.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And at this point, we are not doing that at this point. But also, you know, because a lot of times they'll follow you, and then you will go back, and then there stands the dog. You know, so it's like we've seen situations where dogs are like, you know, because their child has got on the bus and they don't know where they went. You know, so it's just kind of good. It's always good suggestions on that. But hopefully, it'll be the best day ever, right?
I would think it's a new beginning for everybody.
I agree.
Going from second grade to third grade, or becoming a sixth grader or a freshman in high school. Those are big benchmarks in your academic career.
Absolutely. Remember kindergarten? Remember going in kindergarten? I was scared. You know what I mean? Were you guys a little bit, you know, just...
You have to understand, Becky, when we went to kindergarten, if you could tie your shoes and take a nap, you passed.
Oh, I know that.
Remember, it was a little different. It was a little
true.
different.
And you kind of had to know your colors.
A little bit.
Like that.
Oh.
If you could take a nap and tie your shoes, you were set. So
I know.
wasn't nervous about
What was
that.
the trouble with that nap?
I
Imagine that.
Shocking.
And for some reason, you know, it's hilarious because this is when I have to say that it's a gift, but whenever on the back of my report card when we read Becky likes to visit a lot.
And that was a nice way to put it. Likes to visit
A lot,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
I knew at an early age I was born to do this.
Yes.
The gift of gab.
Gift of gab, exactly. But so glad to have you guys with us. Brad, let's thank our sponsors this
All
morning.
right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, American Sport Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Sparks for Lee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Temple and Temple.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. I do want to say I did see where they were doing the senior sunrise, and I love that so much, where they all kind of gather on the football field, which we love, and watch the sun come up kind of, and what a wonderful moment and great memories. So, and what a beautiful morning for that, right? No rain, no, just beautiful. So.
Yeah, well, weather definitely a little bit of fog this morning, but other than that, not quite the humidity that we dealt with a couple of weeks ago, which I'm glad that's gone.
Right, and you know what? You start thinking of football, which we're going to talk about.
It's on my mind.
I know, and these cold, brisk mornings a little bit, and the crispiness, and back to school, I'm chomping at the bit for football. So, all right, we're going to talk about that in a moment. First of all, Brad, we're going to talk about you because Walmart, you guys have been hitting it out of the ballpark over there.
Yeah, we have. Things are going really well. We've got a lot of new stuff for fall, and we've already got Halloween stuff. I know people hate to hear that.
No.
But once school starts, and we're still rocking and rolling with our back to school supplies. So that will keep replenishing for another 2 weeks. So if there's something that's not there, it'll give us a couple days. It'll be there. So absolutely. So we're going crazy, and I just want to give a shout out to the associates. And we talked about this briefly before we went on the air. Every year we do what's called Associate Engagement Survey. It's our associates tell us what they think about the company and our store. And we know we have a great store. However, it's always good to see. But for the second year in a row, our associates have rated the Salem Walmart here as the highest rated Walmart in our region of 180 something stores, and number 2 in the entire North Business Unit. So, and only got second by a point. So that's great. So very proud of that. But that just goes to show you that Mike and the team are committed to taking great care of our associates. And when you take great care of the people, they'll take great care of our customers. And, you know, we're family here. So very proud of them. But that's also kind of, you know, rating themselves, right?
Yeah.
You know, what they think of
Yeah.
what their contributions are to the community, to our customers, things like that. So very proud of them. So congratulations. We're going to have a big celebration. We both will be invited.
Yeah. Let's
So
have cake.
absolutely.
We need cake.
Cake, yes, yes. But we've got people on the regional team going to come in and celebrate with us. And so
Love that.
we had a regional meeting yesterday, and we got a shout out on that meeting yesterday. So pretty
Aw.
cool. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
So proud of you.
Do you have a date yet? A date for the celebration?
Our regional HR.
That was when I
is-
said cake.
Yeah.
That's what Roger said.
Well, I mean, yeah. My regional HR is going to be getting back with me by the end of the week, so we'll have
Okay.
something because it's going to be dependent on their calendar. So, but they're planning on August. They want it to happen in August. So,
Love that. I love that.
Congratulations.
And Roger, as a coach, it's awesome, Brad, because I feel like your team and the whole store, everybody from top to bottom, and everybody's like a body. It takes everybody functioning, working together. Everybody's got a huge, valuable part. But you guys are accustomed to winning. And
Yes.
and I know as a coach, that's a huge, huge accomplishment. You know, sometimes you got to get that team realizing that they can do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like your team realizes it and they understand the assignment and they go to it. They're accustomed to winning. You guys win a lot, really.
Yeah, and you know, and I think with people think, oh well, you know, it's easy to keep winning, and I think it's good to get that mentality, and we and we're used to that. But there's times that you go, oh, you know, sustaining it can be difficult
Getting on
sometimes,
top is
you know?
hard, but staying on top is even harder.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we've got great people over
You
there,
do,
and we've
you
got
do.
great customers, and I'm proud of this community, and proud that you know, we could bring this to what our community really deserves. The folks
Yeah.
here deserve a great experience here, and we're very proud of that.
Yeah. What about the carvable? They're fake watermelons, but you can carve them. And is that not hilarious? I'm like, you got I mean, like, is this?
Yeah. So yesterday, I was in a meeting
I
yesterday.
looked at it. I kept
Yeah.
looking at carvable watermelons,
Yes.
and they're not real. They're fake.
They are fake,
Yeah.
but Monday I saw that, you know how a lot of people at Christmas, you know how I'm about Christmas,
Yeah.
but they have the nutcrackers that are the
Oh yes, the pumpkin. Yes.
and they're paintable. So
And you
if
sent that
painted
to me,
made
yes.
them- I sent that
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm not ready for. I'll be very transparent. I'm not ready for Halloween.
I know
yet.
you're not.
Yeah,
I'm
not ready
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I wear black the first month after
Morning.
I close my
You
pool,
morning-
you
you
know,
morning
so I
summer.
get that. But
Yeah.
no, it's just, but I was surprised how many people are buying this stuff.
No,
And
because
this,
they're
this
huge on TikTok.
Summerween stuff and
Yeah.
everything has
Yeah.
been crazy.
Those
for us,
nutcrackers, like on TikTok, are going. I mean, they're going. I mean, people are going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy for
So
those.
get your
And-
paint on if you want.
Yeah. But it's so funny because like one lady bought like 4 and she was painting them all. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, they're
I don't have the skill to do that.
well, and
I just get it out of the box and it's like, well, that looks kind of strange. Well, I like it that way.
unpainted. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't change a thing about that. Well, but they are a hot item, and so for anybody listening, if you want the pumpkin nutcracker at this time, I believe you still have them in stock, but they might be out of stock
Yeah, they
by
might be
now.
out of the stock.
Because But
the carvable fake pumpkins, I guess, if you don't want to make a
they're
mess.
watermelon.
If
I mean,
you,
but,
or watermelon,
yeah.
yeah. If you don't want to make a mess.
I wondered
guess.
if they were seedless.
Well, probably.
I just saw that and I had to ponder. I
Yeah.
thought a carvable fake watermelon. But they actually go with the Halloween stuff, though.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I'm going to have to get one. Honestly, I think that for some reason.
Well, then you also need to get one of the pineapple that's.
Well, those I think are gone. Those were quick.
Yeah, I think we got some more.
Okay. But you got to go quick on this stuff. Yeah.
So there you go.
But anyway, so that's all over at Walmart. Go see them. They've got some great fall outfits and backpacks. Love the backpacks for the children. school supplies still going.
Yeah, and actually we brought our school supplies, the top 200 items in our back to school stuff at lower than last year's back to school prices. So we're very proud of that too.
Yeah.
So and I will tell you, even if you don't have kids, grandkids, or whatever, stock up, donate to the schools, donate to a family you know that have that stuff readily available. So during the year, around Christmas time, you can make some donations too. So just take great care of other members in our community. If you don't have kiddos or grandkids going to school, you can still help out.
Yeah, I always try to like buy double, and then like usually around after when they come back from Christmas break, usually then I can refresh, like if they needed new pens or new crowns or kind of like that, or new folders or stuff.
Yeah.
That was always nice because this is the cheapest you're going to get it usually. This is or get it when it's hot.
Yeah.
And like you said, also like for Shop with the Cobb, if you want to get like coloring books, crowns, or supplies and stuff like that, it's always nice. Or backpacks, or So that's always nice. Okay, good ideas. All right, we're already on to do you guys realize the 6th day of August? Today is Balloons to Heaven's Day. Balloons to Heaven. I always do that. After we have like a birthday party or whatever, we always go out and we release the balloons to heaven. But then I realized farmers are not happy about that.
Wildlife is not happy about
I know. I realized here I am happy going, balloons to heaven, let's do them. And so like all the kids, we always gather around and do that. And then I realized that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that right now. Okay. Now my balloons are I'm just popping.
Yes. Yeah. Wait till the kids leave and then just pop them, right?
Or if they don't, I have to watch them because now they're wanting to inhale them and talk funny,
Right.
That's a big no-no.
That is always fun, though.
Yes.
Big no-no. Okay. Let's see. A baby name. Corporate baby name. Okay. Don't know. Farm Work Appreciation Day.
That should be every day.
I'd say that's pretty important.
Yes, and they don't want balloons going.
Yeah.
This is also National Gossip Day. Don't do it because you can't repeat it. Remember that? Yeah. Go around. What is it?
You'll never catch me repeating gossip, so you better listen close the first time.
Yeah. I think people are doing better. I don't think people are gossiping as much. Well, I shouldn't say that.
I think social media has taken over.
I agree. I think we've changed. Yeah.
Yes.
National Root Beer Float Day. What about you, Roger? Would you drink a big root beer float today?
I probably would.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge root beer float. It depends on the root beer. Is it A&W? Is it Dad's? Is it
What's your favorite?
Barg's?
Ooh, this is
IBC is the best in the bottle.
Okay.
What do you say?
I like A&W probably.
A&W.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
We were coming back, and for some reason, they let us loose in Canada on this ship late night. And so like at 11 o'clock, we went to an A&W root beer, found one in Canada, and got big root beers. That was she goes, I don't have any ice cream. I was like, well, that's okay. Because with A&W, they're hard to find, those little A&W. But Canada, if you are looking for one, go to Canada. They're open late night too. So anyway, A&W is my favorite too. But then
A&W is good. IBC is good. It's just I think part of the IBC thing is the novelty bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, a bottle.
So
is that not? Yeah. Like a Coca-Cola from a bottle. Those were we not in the glory days?
No, glory days are right now.
Oh, that's
They're
true.
not in the past. It's right
okay.
now.
Wiggle Your Toes Day. I used to have a friend that she was always so excited because she could sit in a meeting and wiggle her toes. She would always talk about this and no one would know it. And that was
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's it. That's okay. Made her happy.
That's the tweet.
Peace out. Okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. So there we go. Onward, how do we sail? All right. So Roger, let's jump in. Okay. So let's first of all let's talk about Roger Pennington. So Roger Pennington, if I was to say, here you are, you're this fireman, and you're putting out fires, you're on the call, you're emergency all the time, and then you retire, and then you go back into the flames. I mean, right? You're just even getting more, on your plate, right?
I'm ready to go back to work to get some rest.
I mean, right? I mean, you haven't slowed down. I mean, I don't even know if you even, can you even say the word retirement, Brad? Can you even
No, I
say
don't.
that?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't.
But I love this because here's what I love, and I love your heart because, you know, it's a sacrifice. You know, firemen, you know, and all of the emergency, anytime you're in emergency personnel, and you're giving, you're doing, and you're putting your life on the line to save others, which let's give applause for that. But then you're jumping in, and then you're like, okay, so we close that chapter, but now I'm giving back to my community in a different form, right? Isn't this really cool?
Yeah, I mean, that's what coaching's about. It's about reaching back and extending a hand and helping the next guy up. And I've always enjoyed sports and athletics and competition, and I obviously enjoy people.
Yeah.
And I enjoy young people because I can remember when I was their age how important coaches were in my life.
Yeah.
And a lot of the life lessons that I learned from having a good coach.
Yeah.
And that served me well throughout my, you know, for the rest of my life.
Sure.
And so I want to be able to pass that along. And there's nothing like coaching and being involved in the place that you grew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means as much to me as anything.
I-
And I have so much pride of
love
our
that.
community and our school and our city and our people that I'm very humbled to be in the positions that I'm in. So
I love that. I love that so much. And I love that giving back. I love that 100%. But let's talk about, okay, so you started off with baseball.
well, actually, Becky, I've been coaching, as you probably
Well, that's
know,
true, too.
in this
Yeah.
community probably since about, well, I'll tell you how long ago it was. Philip Bousman, God rest his soul.
Oh,
I coached him in 6th grade basketball, and I was not a lot older than Philip. So
what a
I've been in-
wonderful, I mean, because, you know, we love Philip Bousman.
Yeah.
And wasn't that wonderful to coach him? I mean,
yeah, it was. And you look back and you think that kid went on to play football at Indiana. He walked on, and he became an outstanding coach.
Yeah.
And a person that helped a lot of young people.
Isn't that awesome?
Philip gave back a lot. Would love to have had him here at Salem, but
Yeah.
unfortunately he ended up, I guess, or fortunately for those folks,
Yeah,
he ended
right.
up west of us.
Sure.
But yeah, that's a long time ago. So I've coached at every level in every sport in our community, from youth league all the
Yeah.
way to high school.
Sure.
And so it's always been, when I had kids, I coached my 2 boys
Yeah.
all the way through until they got to middle school, and then I turned them over. I did not want to coach my kids in high school or in middle school. And so, yeah, I've been involved in Salem athletics since I was playing youth league football, or park and rec, as we called it, back in the 70s.
Exactly, yes.
Back in the
Remember Sherry
70s.
Nelson?
Yeah.
We sign us all, everybody go in and get signed up. I love that.
Yeah, my
So,
football coach was Dale Crane,
isn't that awesome? Oh,
who
that's
coached the Cowboys, and he still was an influence to this day over me, because he was such an authority figure to me in a good way.
Yeah.
And he really challenged you to become better than you were, or you thought you could be.
Isn't that wonderful?
And that transitions over into your life, not just when you play sports. That transitions over into you being a good employee, a good employer, a good business owner,
Yeah.
a good father, a good husband,
Mhm,
a good
mhm,
friend.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
It does.
Yeah. I love the coaches that will forever be in your head. You know what I mean? That'll, like, like when you're in a situation, something they said or something they did made you go back to that. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. And I learned, I mean, a lot of the traits that I, employ in my business life and in, my professional life when I was a firefighter and now as a coach. It just,
Mhm.
That's one thing about being a coach is, I was talking to Hank Whedon the other day about it, and he and I thought it was funny, but we were talking about when he was basketball coach, and
Yeah.
he actually coached football here for a while under Coach Ralston. He was an assistant.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and we said, coaching is really just thievery in a way, because really there's not a lot of new things that you come up with that you can create that haven't been created. You steal a little bit of something from that coach that you played under, then you steal, and steal's just, obviously it's just,
Right.
yeah.
Sure.
You take those things and you combine them into some of the philosophies that you have, and then you create your own system. But that's what coaches do. They just
Yeah.
borrow things from other coaches that they've been involved with, and that's and then you incorporate them into your beliefs and your philosophy and your style. And
Yeah.
you come up with your own style.
I agree. I love that so much. It's funny when you talk about coaching. I was listening to Bobby Knight's speech this morning, and he was talking about the best motivating. He said there's no speech, there's no words to say. He said putting a bottom on a bench.
Yeah, it's a great motivator.
He said that's the best motivator. He goes something about when that bottom hits the.
That was true until he brought the bullwhip out at the press conference.
Yeah.
I think that was. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah.
That's not towing the line. That's going
Yeah,
the line right there, right?
You from an HR point,
Yeah.
like Brad's eyes.
Yeah.
But no, I
The
love that.
switchboard lit up.
Oh,
Yeah, but I just think of, because I'm thinking of coaches that, but I had to, it was just hilarious. Now, he doesn't use the word bottom. There's a different word he's using. But anyway, but he's just, I just think from coaches how much of an impact. And like when, and Brad too in business, and Roger, you too, but like when you hear that they've been a coach of something, you know that their work ethic, their you know what you're getting when you hear the word they coach.
And it's not just a coach. It could be the band director.
True.
It could
Oh,
be
absolutely.
the choir leader. It could be
Absolutely.
a teacher. It could be just somebody in a position of authority
Yeah.
that you look up to. And so, yes, I mean, I into it from the coaching aspect, but there are a lot of other people in positions of authority that can influence people.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you think back when you were a child,
Yeah.
and maybe you weren't somebody that played sports, but as I said, maybe you were in the
Right.
band, maybe you're in the choir, maybe you just were an excellent student that wanted to pay attention in class and go into college.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. Team activities build discipline. They teach you in life how to work with other people.
And sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were talking about you and the people that have kind of been mentors in another way to put that. And we talk about in the business world, and you guys in the business world talk about that. I want to mentor, but I think one thing that's important that is always good to see is I had someone tell me one time the best way to honor those who have influenced you and made you better is to give that back to the people coming behind you. And that's what a great coach or leader of anything, that's what it does. And so you talked about Philip Wslm, and you don't know what he got from you that may have contributed, and then but you're still giving back. And that's the best way to honor those that got you to where you are.
I mean, I'm coaching kids of kids that I've coached before.
Yeah,
that's how long I've been.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm coaching grandkids of people that I was in high school with, that I played athletics or I went to school with.
Yeah.
So
I love
that's
that.
just maintaining the
giving
culture.
back.
That's keeping the culture
absolutely.
going alive. And so
Sure.
I think coaching is the ultimate servant leader.
I agree.
Putting everybody else first. It's the ultimate servant leader.
And the hours you have to put in, I don't think people realize that, you know what I mean? And how long you are with their children, and in everything, in any of the sports you do or any extra activities, and the influence that you have. And I love that, I always thought with my girls, I love anybody that can bring something to the table to help my girls, form my girls to be even better. You know what I mean? Like a good coach, like a good, mentor or somebody, you know what I mean?
And to be honest, not to interrupt, Becky,
No,
sorry,
go ahead.
but some kids, especially, well, not just boys, but girls as well, you might be the only really positive adult person that they interact with. Unfortunately, that's true in our society today.
And I think,
And so that's, our staff, we talk about that, about how we want these kids to know that we love them.
that's a great point, because now more than ever, that probably is,
And used to, they would say not a strong male role model, but sometimes there's not a strong female role model in the house either sometimes.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the girls' athletics, those coaches might be standing in front of a girl that doesn't really have anybody in their life that they can look up to or that they can trust and they feel comfortable with, and a coach can fill that void.
Right.
And we definitely preach that. And our culture is a little different. We are very disciplined and structured, and we hold people to a high standard, but we also let them know that we care about them, that we love them. I have a coach that when we end practice, he'll say a few words, and then he says, "Guys, what do we say?" And every player will say, "Love you, coach." And he says, "I love you too." I mean, that's the culture that we bring, and that's not being weak from a man's standpoint. If kids don't think that you care about them, and they don't think that you've got their back, I mean, obviously, if they're doing something wrong, you have to correct it. But if they don't feel that, they're not going to give you 100%. They're just not. I've learned that over a lot of years. You know, you have to be involved with them, and they have to trust you.
Yeah.
They have to know that you're there for them, and that when times get tough, you're not going to abandon them or throw them under the bus, so to speak.
Mhm. Right.
And that is an important point to, like what you said, is that may be the only place that they feel loved.
Mhm.
And you know, one of the best tools that you can teach a kid in any aspect, whatever their activity is that hard work and discipline pay off. It may not be in a trophy, but it's in life. That's how it pays off. And you build those relationships. You have those people that care about you, have their back. You know, that pays off. That is a win there. You know, we like the W's, obviously.
Yeah.
But those W's are easier when you have that connection. And I think now more than ever that we need the kiddos to know that somebody, they matter.
Well, and I think you have to challenge. Kids want to be challenged. Kids want to overachieve. They don't want to underachieve. They really don't. And until somebody really challenges them, and if you challenge them in a way that they don't feel appreciated, they're not going to achieve as much. But if you challenge them and you push them and you let them know that they're way more capable of anything than what they think they are.
Right.
And once you see them start to achieve some things, and you can see their reaction change, and you can see more confidence they have. Confidence is important in life in anything. And so those are some of the life lessons that you build, that you unintentionally build in, that really matter a lot.
Right.
Well, I will tell you from a HR standpoint, I look at a kid that's been involved in sports or some sort of team activity, and they'll do a great job more times than not, by far, just because they already understand discipline. They understand working with a team. They understand taking instruction, but they also understand correction in the way it's supposed to be. Like you can say, this is not how that's supposed to be. This is what I need you to do. And this is great job. This is what I need. If they've been involved in a sport, team activity of some point, they are receptive to that, but they want to, at the end of it, hey, I like how you fixed that. Great job.
And in the age of social media, let's face it, the social skills sometimes of our youth are not the best.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when they get into the real world and they have to interact with people and deal with bosses and HR people, and if things don't go their way, sometimes they don't know how to react, because they've not had that social interaction, being able to sit across from somebody and look them in the eye and talk to them and communicate with them, and read body language. You know, texting is so unpersonal.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Being with somebody and reading body language is
it's
90% of what's going on between two people trying to communicate with each other.
Right. Well, and yeah, I'm 100% with you on that texting. You know, a lot of times, like you'll try to send something kind of funny, but it comes off.
Can be misinterpreted the wrong way.
So I'm with you 100%.
I know, Becky. My text messages are hilarious. You don't have to
Yeah, Brad. I'm over here laughing out loud. LOL.
Yeah, LOL.
Yeah, I can always tell when I start sending him the memes and stuff. Brad's not crazy about those. He always, that's when I see silence. You know what I mean? And so.
And we did. As a football team, we took a canoe trip. We had a field trip this past Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was down at
we went to
Hardensburg.
We went to Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg, yeah.
Blue River.
Why did you not invite us?
I'll be honest. You know, this has been a whirlwind 2 weeks for me, because this football position. This all happened really quick.
Yes, it
within
did.
about 36 hours is how quick it happened. And so I've had a lot of catching up to do, because I had coached the previous 4 years, excuse me, at the high school level. I took last year off because I was running for city council and wanted to give all of my attention and efforts into that. And
thank you for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That's been very interesting, and really have enjoyed it. But so anyway, there were some parents, some of the boosters had come up with the idea of doing a canoe trip. I think Coach Ralston used to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I played for Coach Ralston, but when I played for him, we didn't do a canoe trip. So I just, you know, some of these guys got the more softer version of Coach Ralston.
Yes.
I was here when he first came here, and I got I got a little more of the hard version of
the
Mr. Ralston. So they had had planned this canoe trip. So I was lucky enough to get in on that. We had a great time. We had about 27 kids. Some of our coaches went, some of the boosters went. It was a real nice outing. We took a school bus down. The boosters paid for it for us.
They're a wonderful group.
It was the kids. I'm telling you, they had a great time. It was kind of our preseason wind down for them before they go back to school. And then, you know, our first official practices have been this week. So we're already into practice mode. And, it was a good, like you were talking about, Brad, it was a good team building experience because you're in a canoe with somebody. You have to kind of get along. And, you know, they did for a while, and then the water games began.
And that's the best part.
Absolutely.
The splashing and the tipping
Yeah.
and the ramming of canoes and the tipping of canoes. And I was smart. I got a kayak and I stayed in the back.
Oh, okay.
So I got to observe all of the shenanigans. But no, it was great. Nobody got hurt.
Well, that's good. No injuries. That's good.
I was thinking somebody was going
athletes.
Well, I thought somebody was going to slip and fall on a slippery rock. And here's, you know, one of my players going to twist an ankle or sprain something.
Yeah.
But no, it all worked out great. So
I love every bit of that. You know, and you know, we I got to go on an 8th grade trip years ago and with Sheriff Brent Miller, and he said, all my years I've never flipped a boat till I went with Becky White. We had to flip the boat, you know what I mean? And it just happens. I can't explain it. Just
and the river was perfect. It wasn't up and it wasn't down. We didn't have to drag anywhere. You know, sometimes when the river's down, you gotta get out and drag.
Yeah.
It was just a
It's
nice
team building.
flow.
I mean, really, I love that, and I love that because, you know, on the field, but then off the field too. You know, these guys, and they've got to become close. It's like a family.
I'm telling you right now, that's what we instill. I mean, these are your brothers because
exactly.
I mean, honestly, right now, my closest friends are people that I played football with.
Absolutely.
And if I need something, I can call one of them today, and they're still there for me. It's just something about going through that whole experience together. As I was telling our kids last night, you know, it was kind of an old school thing. Is you got to sweat, you got to bleed, and you got to pay the price together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't literally mean bleed. That's just an expression.
Every mother.
There will be some cuts here and there, but I'm saying that's an old expression that we use. You got to sweat and bleed, and you got to pay the price together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you know, when I look back at and a couple of my coaches on my coaching staff, I got Coach Haven out of retirement.
Let's talk
by
about
the way.
who's going to help you.
Well, everybody that was with Coach Gleason is back.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then we were short a few. We were down to 5 coaches. Sounds like a lot, but on a football team, 5 coaches is not a lot because you have a lot of football players and a lot of things you have to get accomplished at practice. So I brought back Danny Bowling, who once again is a very, very close friend of mine and played football with, and John Haven, who once again was an old teammate. We've been very, very close since high school. I felt more proud of getting him out of retirement because I know that Coach Hartsfield, I think Coach Thompson attempted, maybe even Coach Gleason, but I called him and he said yes. So,
what a blessing! Yeah, that's awesome.
He's just a tremendous person to have around. He does a Bible study, an optional Bible study every Wednesday for our kids, and believe it or not, a lot of the kids go.
I love
That's awesome.
I love
And Lee Bowling, Danny's son, who I coached in high school a few years ago.
Okay.
So I brought on those 3 plus myself. So we're back up to about 9, which is kind of optimal.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
very
you're
proud
talking
of those guys.
how many football players are we?
Well, right now our numbers are down.
Okay.
We have about 37 kids out right
Okay.
now. So not where we want to be, but we added several in the last week
Okay.
that had decided they weren't going to come out, and we've reconnected with those folks and got them back, and we're still on a recruiting binge within the school system to try to get some kids maybe to come out that haven't in the past. We still have time.
Love that.
So today's the first day of school, and our players are going to be talking to the student body about how wonderful football is, about what people are missing, about how they need to get on board, and we want to be a welcoming football program that we want people to come out and play for us.
Yeah, I love that so much. Yeah,
great.
that's awesome. Let's talk about, like, as a coach though, like some of the degrees of difficulties. To me, one of the biggest degree of difficulty, I'm sure there's several, but one that comes to mind is trying to put the right person in the right position.
Yes.
Is that like?
Yes.
I mean, that is like, because that can make that makes the chemistry of it like is like huge. So
Yeah, and football is different than baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a different it's a different feel, and it's a different dynamic to what you have to do. But yeah, you're right. You know, assigning people the correct position and getting them in this right spot in the lineup or on the field is what a coach stresses on more than anything. And when you have players that are really close in, you know, their level of performance, it makes it even harder. Then you have to go with some intangibles. You know, this person has a better understanding of a concept that we're trying to put in, or this person is better at this particular skill. So yeah, that's the most difficult part.
Yeah.
But with 37 kids, it's not quite as hard because you don't have as much competition. So
Yeah, but you're building a good foundation.
yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's,
you know, typically in the years past that I've coached, we've been in the low 50s even.
Yeah.
Definitely in the 40s. When I played, we had 60. I think my senior year we had 71 kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I remember years
Of course,
ago.
we had 21 seniors when I graduated, played football.
But I think that sports in school, you know, has
It has
changed.
dropped
It has
off a
changed
lot.
yeah.
But it's up to us to try to make football fun.
Yeah.
Because if it's not fun, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you have to make it fun, and that doesn't mean easy.
No.
Fun doesn't equate to easy.
No.
It just means fun.
Right.
And that's one thing that we're really trying to instill, and I think our kids are getting that. You know, I coached with Coach Gleason his first year here.
Mm-hmm.
I respect him as a coach.
Absolutely.
He definitely knows what he's doing, and I'm just trying to pivot a little bit. Coach is a little more dry than I am, probably. That's just his personality,
Mhm.
you know, and that's Brian. That's how he is.
Yeah.
And I'm a little more of a personable coach. You know, you need a bulldog on your staff, but you also need somebody to come behind and put an arm around.
Sure.
So
Now, do you, like, a lot of times, like, if players, like, if Brad and I, you know, Brad, you know, I want to be the quarterback, you know, Brad says, you know, do you, like, give them the chance to try that out?
yeah,
Like,
well,
do you kind of- do you kind
typically by the time they get to high school, every kid has an understanding of where they're probably going to play. Just
Okay.
have playing football a lot through youth league, through middle school.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously, you know, we're going to play the best players are going to play on the field on Friday night. I mean, we're about competition.
Yeah.
Competition breeds excellence, in my opinion. And there's no position that's guaranteed on the field. We
I
talked
love
about
that. I
everything's
love that.
open.
Absolutely.
So that's what practice is for. Practice is your chance. That's your showcase, because we don't instruct on Friday night. We instruct Monday through Thursday. I can't teach you something in the middle of a football game to do right if you don't already know how to do it. It's the worst time. It'd be like going into battle and learning how to shoot a weapon.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make a lot of sense.
No.
So Friday nights aren't for instruction. They're for taking all the instruction and things that we learned through the week and putting them into practice on the field or into play on the field against an opponent. So we really do a lot. We coach our kids up a lot. I mean, they are constantly being coached, and not just from a physical standpoint, but from a psychological standpoint, because football is very psychological. There's a lot of that part of the game that I think our kids are a little behind on that we've tried to bring into them.
Right. Yeah.
Building that mental toughness, confidence. There's little things you can do as a player that can give you an edge and give you some kind of an advantage. So those are some of the things that we're working on.
Right. Now, yeah, I'll say is I know it's very discouraging, you know, from powder, you know, we used to play, they don't do it anymore, but the powder puff they used to do for girls. And I look forward to that so much. We had so much fun, but there was nothing worse than being tackled. You know what I mean? When you had that fast break and you were getting it, and then all of a sudden someone takes you down. You know, it's so
I didn't
discouraging.
think that was a tackle.
Oh
You're
yeah.
supposed to be-
Yeah,
That's why we don't do
I thought they were doing the flag.
Yeah.
Flag.
No.
I've been to a flag football game. I played in them, and trust me, there was a lot of contact.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
That's
contact.
why I think that was the year it stopped after all that. But anyway, no, it was fun. Okay, no worries there. But let's go back to the mental, which is true, and but teaching them the mental as far as like learning under pressure, having anxiety, you know, all of these emotions that come into it will later go into their adulthood.
Well, yeah,
when they come in a
and
situation.
I mean failure, because they're
Yeah.
going to fail.
Absolutely.
And failure is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, right.
But they have to learn how to deal with failure.
Yeah.
And the worst way to deal with failure is to give up or shut down or become a victim and start blaming somebody else for your failure instead of looking at yourself. What can I do to become a better player, a better teammate? Sometimes you can fix a lot of problems yourself.
Yeah.
just by a little bit of looking inward, looking at yourself maybe. And that's not a bad trait to
No,
have.
not at all.
That's a great trait.
Absolutely.
So that's part of that mental toughness that we're trying to build is, if things don't go your way, look at yourself first before you look outside.
I love that. The accountability.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and that's again another great life lesson. That is something to carry with you because how many times have we ran across adults that in a business environment that it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't have that ability to look themselves in the mirror and say, what do I need to fix or change? And so I think that's a great life lesson. And I also, I like what you were talking about, but failure is not a negative thing unless you make it a negative thing. Failure can actually make you stronger than actually maybe succeeding the first time you do something.
But our
See,
goal would be never to fail again,
Yeah.
Great.
but learn from the failure
Learn
that you
from
had.
that failure
Yeah.
because those failures sometimes make you stronger. That once you learn it, then it's made you stronger coming through that, having a failure or two,
I will-
and then the success.
I will never
So,
forget and we don't do this at the high school level, but I don't know, I might try it. But when I coached my kids in youth league when they were in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, at that point, if you're playing on the line, everybody thinks you're not very good. You're supposed to. That's where the bad players go to play always. Like when you start playing baseball, everybody thinks the bad players go to the outfield, which is ironic because
I was
the
gonna
longer
say,
you play the game, the best, the fastest, the best,
oh,
the person with the strongest arm,
I was
the best
thinking,
glove,
yeah.
they end up in the outfield.
Yeah.
But a 7-year-old kid doesn't grasp that concept. So when I coached my kids in youth league, a lot of times the offensive lineman just would not give much effort to block, and our running back would always get tackled. So I would take a kid who wasn't blocking. I would take all my running backs and make them linemen. I'd take a lineman and make him a running back, and I would tell my running backs that were on the line not to block, and let the kid get tackled really hard and see how he liked it. And it's amazing how fast a lineman that wasn't doing his job when he got tackled by 3 other guys, and he would get mad. He would say, well, what's the problem? And they would say, well, we're not blocking, just like you haven't been blocking for us. So it was obviously we're not trying to hurt anybody, but it was a concept of you're not doing your job, so there's a consequence for them. So let's just reverse the roles and let you feel what it feels like for somebody not to do their job.
It's understanding cause and effect.
Yeah,
Love that.
and
No,
that's a
good.
very
Yeah.
practical way to apply it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how once they got tackled really hard, they thought, maybe I need to block for this guy.
Yeah. I think any position is fantastic. But let's talk about, do we have any rule changes? Like, I know because they're always in sports seem like sometimes in every sport.
No, I think everything is pretty much,
well.
When I talked to Mr. Whedon, he brought me up to speed, and I think everything's the same.
Okay, good. I didn't know, because sometimes they throw
They do.
throw some zingers in there. Let's try this and let's try that, And of course you have to have, is it three officials? Right.
Football, I think there are 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking basketball.
Yeah, basketball's 3.
And which is a degree of difficulty to get those officials too,
That's
So-
a shortage too. Nobody wants to do it anymore because all you do is get yelled at and abused by
It's true.
parents,
Yeah.
parents and fans, and even some coaches, and
No,
even
it's
sometimes
true.
players. So
Yeah.
those are difficult positions to fill as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a lot of people, and not a lot of young people especially, are coming out for those positions. You see
Yeah.
a lot of gray hair in those
it's true.
official
Yeah.
positions.
I know they're always looking for officials, so that would be something if somebody wanted to get into that. I mean, that would be a great, great opportunity to be involved. But as far as the football team and everything, so did we look strong?
We've got a small group in numbers, but they're very strong physically. They've spent a lot of time in the weight room. It's paid off. We've got
Great.
some really strong kids that get really serious about weight. Some of them not as much, but I have this is a really good senior class as far as being leaders. They've really
I
stepped
love
up. They're working with the younger players, and have shown a lot of leadership. So I'm really proud of I'm proud of all of our guys, but our seniors, especially. And I had those seniors when they were freshmen and sophomore.
Oh, that's
So I just missed their junior year, but I've got them back. So,
That's good.
and whenever I talk about kids, I say they're mine because They kind of are.
Oh, I would.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I would be completely attached. Yes.
And I had a really good meeting with the parents and the boosters, and I, familiar with a lot of the kids' parents or their grandparents or their guardians
That's
because
nice.
I've coached
Yeah.
them
Sure.
over the years, and so everything's just went from that standpoint. It's been very smooth.
Love that.
We're not making a lot of changes in our scheme.
I think
guess
that's
you could
wise.
say.
Right.
From an offensive standpoint, especially, I can't come in and change the offense. That's not fair to these kids. They've played it for the last 2 years. Our first game's in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster. So
Yeah.
we're going to keep that in place for the most part. We'll add a few tweaks here and there. We'll change a few things around. We'll be a little different on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to be a lot more aggressive in our defense, and Coach McCartney is going to continue in that role. He's done a good job with our defense. We're going to be a lot more aggressive, some more stunting, get kids moving around a little more, and our special teams will be vastly different than what they have been.
I love that. So, of course, who do you feel like, I guess, have you been already kind of scoping out?
I know just from, obviously you're looking at Brownstown. They're obviously.
No,
probably-
they give the football in
They
the
are.
crib.
They
Yeah.
are. They are.
No, when they can't, when they cannot save a pass fire, here's your
Yeah.
football.
And in kindergarten starts the playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
They can read a playbook before they can
Instead of
read a book.
run,
Yeah.
Jane, run, it's run, whatever. Yeah, it's a football.
Well, when you have such a coaching legend like Reed May at the helm of your program.
But he's cool. He's awesome.
He
He's
is.
an awesome
He is.
guy.
He is, yeah.
Brownstown's got a treasure. Yeah.
So they're obviously probably the favorite to win the conference, but North Harrison won the conference last year. Or no, they won sectional last year. I think they finished second in the conference, but they had a really good year. They have a new coach this year. Charlestown has a new coach.
Okay.
So
this is cool.
A lot of the conference schools are going to have new coaches, and we're not going to be familiar with what they're going to be doing probably. But and then of course we've got our 2 county rivals that obviously that's
Sure.
a big part of our season, Eastern and West Washington. That's
Yeah.
always for bragging rights. So probably Brownstown obviously would be
Right.
the opponent that will be the toughest on our schedule. They're all going to be tough,
Right.
but they're obviously probably the crown jewel of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Mid-Southern Conference in football. They have been for a long time.
I think every coach, I think that would be normal to say.
I have a lot of respect for Coach May.
Yeah.
I've learned a few things from him over the years. I've had a couple opportunities to sit and talk with him for a few minutes, and he's somebody that you want to be around because his something just kind of emits from him, and you want to be there to try to soak a little bit of it up.
Yeah. And he's classy. Because
Yes.
behind the scenes, like, I think he made a call whenever, like, I made a phone call when Salem won and, like, congratulated, me personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think that was, remember, because we beat him a few years ago.
And that's that's going to be a privilege for me to compete against somebody like that I have a lot of respect for.
Sure.
And win or lose, you just feel like you've been involved in something pretty good there with him. You're going to learn something no matter what.
I love that. So the Jamboree is this weekend?
It's the following weekend, not this Friday, but
Okay, my bad.
it's
Okay.
the
I'm
15th,
getting
I
ahead of myself. I'm
believe.
so excited.
It's the
Sorry,
15th, I believe.
Brad's holding on to summer, but
Wait a minute.
I'm jumping
Yeah,
into
it's
Okay,
next,
so-
not this Friday, but the following Friday, and that's going to be here at Salem High School. That'll
Okay.
be a 3-team jamboree. It'll be us, Mitchell, and Clarksville.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So it'll be, I think the format's going to be kind of a round robin where everybody will play everybody for maybe a quarter. This is new for us. We've not done a jamboree format in a long time. We've just done a scrimmage. We were at Madison for a long time.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And
That's
then last year they went to Mitchell, and this year they're doing this format. So I'm not exactly for sure how it's going to be laid out, but we'll have an opportunity to play against both Mitchell and Clarksville.
I love
And
that.
I think our junior varsity will get some plays that are a half of a quarter as well.
Oh, that's great. That's really
So,
good. That's,
Yeah. Our week is practice this week. Next week we have a media day on Saturday.
Mhm.
We'll be doing team pictures. It'll be a chance for local media to come down and get some questions for maybe some of our seniors, our captains, and maybe some of the coaching staff. I know you guys are going to be there.
Absolutely.
So
My guys are chomping at the bit. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yes, we're going to be there. You know, our shirts ready. Are we going to be
Yeah.
there?
right.
Yeah. Do you, when you're talking about that, not when you put you on the spot, because I know that it's kind of been a lot going on. How many seniors do you have then?
We have 8.
Oh, wow.
So we
Okay,
have
awesome.
a decent
That's nice,
sized senior
yeah.
class. We had a couple of seniors that came back out that hadn't played in a few years.
Love that.
One of them's going to be our kicker, actually, who was a soccer player.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, and he's done a really good job. He played when he was a freshman, and I think he set out. He focused on soccer, and I made a couple phone calls and said, "Hey, you know, we really need you." Of course, we were fortunate. We had Johnny Talley for 4 years, who was arguably the best kicker in the school's history, and I was fortunate. I coached him all 4 years. I got him. I had him for 4 years, and he was just a fantastic player, but a great kid.
Yeah.
Great kid.
Oh, sure.
And he went on. I think he's kicking at Hanover, so he's playing football over there, and just a really just a joy to coach, and had a lot of great memories with him making some really nice kicks that won us some games. So.
Oh, I love it. You know, it's almost like a silence. You know, whenever, you know, they come out, the kicker, and you're like, you know, it's like nerve wracking, you know, this, you know, when you're sitting in the stands or, you know, or listening on the radio, and then, you know, they come out, but they have their act together. I'm so impressed because their age, and then having their composure together, because, I mean, you got to kick that just right. You know what I mean? This is your one chance.
There's a lot of, there's a lot of pressure.
Exactly.
Everybody's watching you.
Yes.
You know?
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I'm just always like scared. I'm like nervous for them, so nervous. And they go out there and they just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hit it just right, and then boom. And I love everybody working together. You know what I mean? And I think it's fantastic, and just showing how awesome and how strong you have to be a soccer player. You know what I mean? I mean, soccer is like, I mean, you're going to be running your tail end off.
I don't know anything about soccer other than there's a goalie and you try to kick it into the net. That's really my expertise on soccer.
I tell you right now, I tried to announce it, and keeping up with as fast as that ball's going and as fast as they're running, it's like, let me just tell you, I was behind a lot. I was like on a 3-second delay. And not on purpose, but man, I mean, you got to give huge respect. And then when you cross the two, I love it. And we know in coaching that sometimes like overlap, sometimes sports overlap. And I feel like and I think at Salem we do such and I have to give Hank Whedon the props and the claps for this, because I love that he allows everybody to figure out what they like and what they want to be. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean?
And that's the way with our kicker. He comes to practice for the first 30 minutes.
See,
obviously, he comes, he gets his work done. We get things done that he needs to learn, and then he can go and be part of his primary sport, which is soccer. You know, you have to declare, if you're trying to do two sports, you have to have a primary sport, so that if there's a conference game on the night, and maybe there's a non-conference game in your second sport, you got to go play in the conference game. It's kind of the way it's been handled in the past. So, obviously,
I didn't have to worry.
Yeah, obviously, conference games that's one of our goals.
Show up.
Yeah,
Becky, come on now.
Yeah, it's like didn't have to worry. Yeah, but no, I think it's wonderful, and I think it's great, and it's going to be a fun year, and this is going to be a fun team to watch. And I think all eyes are going to be watching you, Roger, because no pressure. But I think it's going to be fun to see how you. And I love that. I love the keeping it somewhat the same, but also you're going to be putting your twist on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to do that as a coach, because every coach, like I said, you take the things that you want to take from coaches and from systems you've been in, and then you incorporate things you want to bring to the table, and then you mesh those in, and then you all of a sudden you have a system that's identified with you. Every coach has that about them, and when you talk about coaches, like I know what Coach May's philosophy is, and when you say Reed May, you know what kind of football he's going to play. You know what his philosophy is, and that's true in every other sport with every other coach.
So, is there anything unique that, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot on this, but I've said that 3 times.
So I'm in the hot seat, right?
Yeah, you are in the hot seat.
Yes.
But okay, so my announcers will be there, and then I'll be back here at the radio, and which I love listening to. Is there anything unique about this team? Like, are they like anything like that you think is kind of like?
I mean, I've been back this is my 2nd week, so I haven't had a real good chance to really get a sense of that.
Let's revisit this.
Nothing really stands out. They're very consistent and I would say solid.
Yeah.
There's not one position group that stands out. There's not one player that stands out. I think this truly will be a team that's going to have to rely on the person beside them. That's really going to have to work together to get some things accomplished. And, that's one thing we talked about at practice is, people, a lot of uncertainty about how our football program was going to go with coach battling the situation he's battling and a lot of uncertainty. So I think that's one of the reasons why I was brought in to kind of stabilize things, get things under control. Not that they were out of control, but just bring some leadership, get some things stabilized, and then start working on how we're going to get ready to play football games. But we're not coming in with the attitude that this is going to be a down season, that we're not going to succeed. We are coming in with the attitude of we are going to improve every week. We're going to try to win every football game. We're not laying down for anybody. We're not giving up. We're not going to say this is a rebuilding year. We're not taking a year off.
I love that.
in our football program.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't do that. So we set the bar high. That's where we plan on being. And if we don't achieve that, we will deal with it as it comes.
Do you know how many games you have this season? Football goes so fast.
You have 9 regular season games.
Isn't it crazy how fast football season just like
football's, you're sweating to death the first day of practice, and then you're standing in snow the last game.
The coldest day ever.
It's one of those
the coldest day ever. Yes, exactly.
It changes every week.
Yeah.
It just gets a little
unique.
different.
It does.
So Becky always apologizes for this. I'm not going to apologize for this. So I am going to put you on the spot here. So I know it's been a whirlwind, quick 2 weeks, right? But just right now, is there something that kind of, I know you're familiar with the program, you've been around, but is there something that in this 2 weeks you went, oh, this just kind of surprised you a little bit? Not in a bad way, just in something that you're just like, oh.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I'm proud of the facilities and the things that we have at Salem High School that I think a lot of people don't realize that we have. I mean, we have obviously we just invested a lot of money in our football program. And that's one thing that I was really concerned about, is that we spent a lot of money and our football program appeared to not be on a level moving up. We were losing interest, losing kids. So we have a weight room that a lot of small colleges would love to have. When I brought some of my coaches in for the first time, they just could not believe the facility that we had. So everything is in place to win. Everything is there that's needed to win. It's just a matter of getting it all put together, finishing the pieces of that puzzle that we're trying to put together, and taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing that really stood out. I mean, since I've been closely involved with it, being the baseball coach, I mean, I'm around all the time. Obviously, I mean, I think everybody kind of knows me.
Yeah. Well, I think probably isn't it such a blessing, the backing that you have from the parents?
Yeah.
Isn't that, I love that. And I know like the linebackers, they're very supportive, and I love that. And that encouraging too, when you want, because it takes everybody molding the child, making the child.
Well,
you want that parents, and the family.
The one thing I will say I was surprised about is my approach to coaching is probably, like I said, a little different than Coach Gleasing, and that's not taking anything away from Coach Gleasing, but I was surprised about how much the assistant coaches wanted to be more involved.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I have
That's
challenged each one of them that I'm not a micromanager. I'm not going to stand over you in practice and tell you how to coach. I have enough confidence, and we're gonna know what we do before we go out. And I trust you, and I want input, and I want for us to be good. I mean, that's when you're in a really good team building atmosphere. That's when you get input and you're confident and comfortable enough in your own shoes to allow somebody to give you even some constructive criticism, maybe.
Right.
And I kind of felt that was maybe missing in that coach's office. I feel almost a sigh of relief that, for instance, last night, this is so trivial. One of the coaches wanted to know if we could wear shorts on Friday nights or if we had to be in long pants. And Coach Gleasing, love him or hate him, you're wearing a black shirt and you're wearing khaki pants. That was our uniform. And he would not budge. And of course, in August, and it's 95 degrees at game time, we have a lot of coaches that would rather be in a pair of shorts. So I said, you know what, guys, as long as they're khaki, if we want shorts or long pants, that's not going to determine if we win or lose a football game.
No.
It's not going to determine if that kid gets better or if that kid, succeeds or fails. You being in a pair of shorts is not going to effect. Now, obviously, you're not going to be out there, in a pair of swim trunks and a pair of flip flops. You're going to look professional and you're going to act professional.
Yeah.
But that's not on the 100 things that would be important for my football program. That would be 101.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be in the top 100.
But I think I like what you're talking about. I think the shorts look very nice, and I've seen that. And I'm with you. And you can be the bee's knees.
Yeah. So I think just the amount that I've challenged our coaches to become better coaches and to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And just like talking to Coach Mack about our defense, I said, Brendan, you're a great young football mind, and he is. He's only 25. He's been coaching for 5 years, so he's comes from a football family. He's Lloyd Carr's grandson, who's the Michigan football coach. So Coach McCartney's been exposed to a lot of good things,
absolutely.
and so I really challenged him. I kind of took the restraints off, so to speak, and said, use your brain, use your football knowledge. Let's put in a couple different schemes on defense where we're not so easy to play against.
I love every bit of that. Yeah, I love that. Well, Roger, time's going by so fast, but congratulations on the new hire on this, and I think you're the man for the job, and I'm excited about it. Can't wait, and of course, we look forward to hopefully after every game, the announcer going to talk to you, and
yeah, we will.
Because I'm always after any game. I don't care whatever we're playing. I don't care if we're playing, a Robin versus a Blue Jay. I don't care. I always want to talk about what I saw, and I want to hear from the coach what exactly, and how your ups and downs, your kisses and your kicks. You know what I mean? So to speak, and I love that. And so, hopefully, and that's the great difficulty for my guys and gals to get to you. So hopefully they'll run the defense and make a play and get the microphone to you to talk, because that'll be exciting. So thank you for all you do. Thanks for investing back in your community and the kids and everything, and look forward to a wonderful football season. So
thanks a lot, Becky.
Yeah,
thanks, Brad. Good to see both of you.
Yeah.
I know how it is whenever if I start chatting with Brad or Becky, that can turn into a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Rick here, enjoying a little vacation. We've earned a little rest, but don't you worry. Enjoy another best of hour from the Rick Burgess Show.
Big Fox Entertainment presents the Rick Burgess Show with Speedy, Greg Burgess, Eddie Van Adler, and Rick Burgess.
Are you ready? What about it, America? A brand new hour on a brand new day on a brand new week. Scottsboro, Alabama says we are ready. Crescent Valley Holiness Church is ready. Salt Shaker Charters, Panama City Beach ready. Laurel, Mississippi. Them Pruitt boys are ready. And let's go. Albuquerque. I'm not going to Albuquerque, but they're ready. Richmond, Virginia. Mark Garnett's adult diaper ready. Trenton, Georgia ready. Brandon, Alabama ready. Come on. Rolling in on Tex Nation so fast you can barely keep up with them. I said Grady, Alabama. There's Pennsylvania. There's Hartselle, Warrior, Decatur. Everybody ready to go. Are you ready for a cut? The nation is ready. The world is ready. Are you ready? As we start a brand new hour, coming off the weekend, Speedy, Greg, and Adler all here as we prepare for you another week. And we are thankful that you are with us. Just a bit of a programming note. This will be our first attempt to take a week-long vacation next week. So we'll be wide open. It will be playing back some of the most memorable moments of the first full 7 months of the Rick Burgess Show. We grab hours from various shows and put together full shows every day, Monday through Friday next week. So be paying attention for that. And for those of you that maybe have been joining us along the way, this will be a good opportunity for you to say, wow, so here we go.
this was the first 7 months of how this thing has gone. And you'll go back and relive some moments that we've got a lot of feedback from you on. So we still have those 5 days to go, and we're going to give you all we got this week. Looking around, look, the men, everybody a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody a little tired, but that's all right. We're coming off the weekend, so at least we got a little bit of rest. And we wanted to go wide open through the first 7 months. We'll hit our 8th month coming up at the end of this week, going into August. And so we'll take a little break, then we'll come back and drive you all the way to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that, Lord willing. So we do have much to cover today. I hope all of you are ready. Everybody good? Health, fellas?
Fired
You have
up.
a good weekend?
Hey, here we are. I look tired, and I sound tired, and I feel tired because I'm doing a fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to tell everybody that.
Just don't tell people?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you say you're really fast?
I'm doing a fast.
I was wondering how
Okay,
fast you could run. What that means?
We'll see how long. I've just started, like right now. You know,
Okay.
like, yeah.
This is it right
Like,
here.
usually I would eat right now, and I'm not gonna. So
Okay.
I'm pretty deep.
Take little bites. You know,
Okay,
you
wow.
You make you set little goals at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm pretty deep into this fast. About 4 minutes in, and
Struggling.
it's pretty rough so far.
Yeah. So we'll work through that today, and hey, we're here for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you remember, every time you get hungry, you think of the Lord.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's how you do it.
Absolutely.
And whatever you've been praying about.
That's right.
So
Even though you just started.
just started.
Yes. 4 minutes in.
You're almost there, but
And black coffee is okay. I'm on one of those.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black coffee's all right.
And that's actually in 2 Corinthians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So one of the things I noticed, we continue to this whole dynamic, which I think is one of God's best jokes, and this is the whole concept of men and women. I will now make for man the perfect helper, and he made woman,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had a fall, so everything kind of got out of hand. It's so funny watching the wonderful, beautiful differences, and y'all will get this immediately. By the way, I want to announce for the first time since Speedy and his wife have been coming to church where Sherry and I go, and his son Speedy and I actually saw each other and spoke Sunday.
Hey.
Yeah,
It
startled Sherry.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
And boy, he came in on a big day.
Yeah.
Came in on a big day. Had a lot of responsibility.
Was able to witness something.
Yeah. So we'll talk.